Alrighty, welcome back everybody to our latest severe weather coverage. I hope everybody's having a good afternoon thus far. We are going live with severe weather coverage as we have a tornado warning in effect currently for the Detroit, Michigan area. This is a very populated area that is included in this tornado warning. We have about 544,000 people that are actively included in this tornado warning. So if you are one of those 544,000 people on the west side of Detroit, Michigan, you've got to be taking shelter now, getting away from windows, getting to the lowest floor possible, and getting into an interior room of your home or building. This is currently making its way towards Lincoln Park, River Rogue, as well as Dearborn Heights, Taylor, and it's about to go right directly over I-94 over the next couple of minutes, directly moving to the east-northeast. It will eventually be heading towards Detroit, Michigan. The reason why this is pretty concerning is that this has actually been developing for the last several minutes. I actually saw this before we even went live here, but there has been a very strong area of rotation developing. It started north of Willis, Michigan, and there might actually be a tornado right now. This is the terminal radar site, which is directly to the south of this area of rotation. And over the last few radar scans, you can see how much stronger it has gotten. And there's actually a small tightening right now on radar. So if we have a tornado, it is going to be located over the south side of Bellevue, Michigan, just south of the Van Buren Township. And that will eventually be approaching French Landing. And then after this, it's going to be heading to Romulus, which is just off to the east of that. And then after that, it's going towards Taylor and then eventually towards Detroit. I want to remind you again, there's a lot of people in this tornado warning. We got about 544,000 people included in this tornado warning. So you got to take shelter now. If you're in this tornado warning, get away from windows, get to the lowest floor possible, and get to an interior room of your home or building. This is not the only storm we're watching. We got another area of rotation south of this. This one's going to be to the south of Sumter Township, and this is going to be heading towards I-275. So just north of Frenchtown, going towards Berlin Township, and then going towards Trenton before it eventually goes into Canada. So that area of rotation is another spot we are also watching. We are also watching Ohio right now. There is a severe thunderstorm watch in place, which goes for 3 more hours. So that'll go until 9 o'clock tonight for areas like Pennsylvania, Ohio, and there's also areas like Columbus and Cleveland that are included in this watch. And we're mainly going to be watching the risk of some isolated damaging winds, but there is a risk of an isolated tornado. There is currently a severe thunderstorm warning in place right now for Mansfield, Shelby, and Galleon, near Lexington, and that will be for 60-mile-per-hour winds. But there's also a tornado possible tag on this severe thunderstorm warning with a broad area of rotation right now near Ontario, and that is currently tracking up towards Ashland. We do have a live shot there over in Ashland right now, which right now not seeing anything quite yet, but we'll be keeping an eye on this camera as that severe thunderstorm continues to approach. We're also watching Tennessee right now. We actually have an area of rotation developing currently over near Lebanon, so watch this closely. This is currently warned for 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds, but we have an area of rotation quickly heading up towards Lafayette, Beach Bottom, Difficult, Kemptville, and eventually going towards Red Boiling Springs off to the east of Nashville, Tennessee. We have a lot of cameras here. Somebody put the beachboard camera, put that one in slot 1. And then maybe another one of these cameras, Lafayette, maybe in slot 3. So we're going to put those in slot 1, slot 3. We'll have those on here too. But again, if you are in this tornado warning, let's go back to Detroit here. Again, if you are on the west side of Detroit, Michigan, you've got to be taking shelter right now. We do again have an active tornado warning right now. This does include areas just to the west of Detroit, Michigan. This is heading in the direction right now of Dearborn River Rogue, and as well as Lincoln Park. Let me go back to the velocities here. And as of the latest radar scan, our main area of rotation is just off to the west of Romulus. It is tracking up Interstate 94, and then this will be approaching Hand and Taylor, and then also approaching Inkster. There are 544,000 people in this tornado warning. Again, this is a huge area that we are talking about right now. A little over 500,000 people are included in this tornado warning. Again, we have another area of rotation back over in Tennessee, and we're also watching rotation in Ohio right now. I know we only have one tornado warning, but obviously this is a lot of people. So we're going to be live here for this, and obviously there's other stuff happening. So we're keeping an eye on a lot of different things right now. This is the latest radar scan. Not seeing as much of a rear flank downdraft, definitely seeing more of an RFD surge that is surging from our supercell, kind of moving into Romulus now, approaching Wayne and Inkster. So damaging winds becoming a more dominant concern here. There is an area of rotation again south of this terminal radar site, north of the Raisinville Township, which has been a little bit stronger over the last few minutes. Not seeing as much rotation on this latest scan, but we need to monitor an area of convergence heading towards Trenton, the Brownstown Charter Township, and also heading towards Huron Township. Those are going to be some of the locations in the path of that area of rotation as well. All right, let's go ahead and put the beachboard camera slot number 1 there, and then we got that Lafayette camera. We're gonna put that one in slot 3. So bottom left of your screen, we're keeping an eye on this. I'm gonna go to the green screen here in a second, but we got an area of rotation developing over in Tennessee too that has looked a little bit more concerning. Now it's becoming more of an RFD surge, but there's definitely an area of convergence trying to come together right now east of Nashville. This is another very populated area that we're talking about south of Lafayette, heading towards Red Boiling Springs. Let me pull up my green screen here. It's kind of emergency coverage. I wasn't really ready to go live. This is our large shelf cloud. So again, this is west of Carthage right now in Tennessee, just north of Lebanon. Large shelf cloud. This would be the area of interest, though, for a potential tornado. We got a little bit of rotation developing there on the far east side here, or far right side here of your screen. And as this little storm kind of curls back, we have an inflow that is coming into it. So we have a little area of rotation there that we're watching south of Hartsville. So that is going to be off to the northwest here of Watertown. That's going towards Gainesboro, but pretty ominous looking skies right now. At the bare minimum, we're going to be talking about 60, 65 mile per hour damaging winds. Velocities on radar are indicating upwards of 75 mile per hour winds. So this is a pretty intense area of thunderstorms right now that is going directly towards Hartsville. We'll go back to the 3-cam view. We'll keep that bottom left of your screen. We also have a live shot over near Detroit. There is a camera over here that we're keeping an eye on over near the St. Clair Shores area. And, oh, watch this, guys. We got another area of rotation developing right over near the West Bloom Township. This is north of Detroit. That one's going towards Pontiac and Troy. Velocities are a couple minutes behind, and here's the latest scan, and you can see, again, a little area of rotation coming together here, too. The good news about today's setup is that if we do get a tornado here in Michigan, the likelihood of it being strong is very low. We're talking about quick-hitting, brief tornadoes, but obviously there is an area of rotation here that is going up towards Pontiac and Troy right now. So if you guys live over near Troy, definitely stay alert here for the next several minutes as this storm continues to move off to the east. This is all right along our cold frontal boundary. Got a lot of storms rotating all right in here currently. And we got an area of rotation north of Monroe, and we got this other one that's going towards Detroit, which has gotten broader over the last few minutes, but obviously still strong enough to maintain that tornado warning. That right there is actually the strongest area of rotation. On the velocity scale, this is definitely decreased in intensity. It's a medium area of rotation, but still could drop a tornado as it heads into Inkster, Dearborn Heights, and then Dearborn will be in the path of this. If you guys have any friends or family that live near Detroit, definitely get the word out there. Again, we'll be live as long as there is an active tornado threat. There's obviously one here. We're monitoring one in Ohio, and we're also monitoring one back down in Tennessee. We still have a tornado possible severe warning just southwest of Ashland, Ohio, and this is near Mansfield. Not enough, I think, for a tornado warning, but we definitely have more rotation than just a few minutes ago. That'll be approaching Ashland here soon. So if you guys live over near Cleveland, we're keeping an eye on you guys right now as this storm continues to track to the northeast, and we have 2 different rounds of thunderstorms. We got these discrete and semi-discrete cells that have fired up out in front of our cold front, and then we have our linear line of thunderstorms that is right along our cold frontal boundary, both of which are producing a applicable tornado risk right now here in both Ohio and Michigan. So I mean, we could see tornadoes out of either one of these clusters of thunderstorms, as we're already seeing right now over in Michigan. We're also monitoring very weak rotation, mostly just gusty winds approaching Columbus right now. These storms are not super tall, so they are struggling a little bit. Going back to Detroit, don't have a new radar site scan from our regional radar site. The radar, the area of rotation that is west of Berlin Township, a little bit broader over the last few scans. Again, that could come together again as that moves eventually into Canada, just south of Taylor. And then right now, south of Livonia, we have that area of rotation north of Romulus going in the direction of Dearborn. So again, continue to take shelter and stay in your safe place right now. If you're in this pink polygon, it's just north of the Detroit Metropolitan Wayne County Airport. I think they did update this tornado warning. It has been condensed just a little bit. So here's that new updated tornado warning polygon. So that currently includes Romulus, Wayne, Inkster, Dearborn, Melvindale, Lincoln Park, and Taylor, just north of Southgate, and again, just west of Detroit, Michigan. Going back over to live radar here, the latest radar scan still showing an area of rotation over Norway, Wayne, which is a small community, and it's now approaching Inkster. So if we have a tornado right now, it'd be right over the southwest side of Inkster, that tight little area there near Beaumont Hospital, and that is coming up on the Inkster Valley Golf Course near Lower Rogue Parkway, and then it'll be approaching Volks and the south side of Dearborn Heights, just west of Dearborn. I'm also monitoring rotation near Pontiac. We got a large area of convergence trying to come together. Nothing definitive, but there's a large area of just kind of swirling winds right now northwest of Detroit, and that is heading towards Sterling Heights and Macomb Township. So we are keeping an eye on that area of rotation too in case something happens there. Let me take our attention back to Tennessee for just a moment. We were watching this storm back down near Hartsville just a moment ago. We still have a hook on this storm, but more than anything, a really intense area of wind right now is heading into Dixon Springs, Tennessee. This is what it looks like live currently from the beachboard camera in Carthage, Tennessee. Again, very ominous skies, large shelf cloud. Can't really see the area of rotation clearly right now, but it would be off to the right. There's a broad area of rotation, but mostly talking about a very significant rear flank downdraft surge, very intense surge of wind right now. And it's probably going to get really windy here in a couple minutes on this live camera. So we're going to keep eyes on this one over here in Tennessee. Also, I do want to quickly remind you guys that we are obviously have a pretty large area for severe weather today. Granted, we're not talking about, an outbreak of severe weather today like the last several days, but we have a very large area in play today for severe weather. This is our risk of severe weather today. We got a slight risk in the Ohio Valley. Marginal threat connects from New York into Texas. We are mainly talking about isolated damaging winds today. The tornado threat is not that high, but there is a 2% tornado risk over in the Ohio Valley. I do want to point out, though, we had a tornado earlier today in Texas, and there was no tornado risk. We had 2 other tornado warnings in Texas. There's no tornado risk there. We also have had rotation and a couple of near tornadoes happening in Tennessee today. We had one almost about an hour ago northeast of Nashville. We almost just had one again here over near Carthage. And again, there's no tornado threat, right? So there is obviously a chance of an isolated tornado, even though these areas are not included in a tornado threat. So again, it's obviously, it doesn't show a tornado threat, but it's not zero. It's a non-zero tornado threat is what I would call it. So if you live in that green area, I would still be staying alert for a brief, quick hitting tornado and also the risk of isolated damaging winds. And again, if anything happens, we'll obviously let you know. Over the last couple of radar scans here in Tennessee, we are still looking at a pretty big surge of wind going towards Dixon Springs. Over to the southeast of Bowling Green, there's a very weak area of wind there, some gusty winds, not really seeing much of an inflow, so not a whole lot of rotation. And then back off to the south of Louisville, mostly just strong thunderstorms right now. Heading back to our tornado warning at near Detroit, we've been watching some area of rotation south of Livonia, which is, again, heading towards Detroit, Michigan right now. I'm not seeing as much rotation anymore. I don't think they're going to continue a tornado warning into Detroit, but if you live in Detroit, continue to stay alert here, just in case we do end up getting a tornado warning. We have a little area of rotation developing also near Monroe, Michigan. If you guys live in Monroe, Michigan, I'd be at least staying away from windows right now as that heads towards Frenchtown. That is a little area of convergence that's actually come together over the last couple scans. Wouldn't rule out a little weak tornado right now on the west side of West Monroe. There's no active warning there, but that is also rotating. And then over near Pontiac,
A new tornado warning has been issued.
All right, well, they have issued that tornado warning. So they have gone ahead and issued another tornado warning here in Michigan. What we were just talking about here, near Monroe, Frenchtown, Berlin Township. You've got to take shelter now if you are in this tornado warning. Get away from windows, get to the lowest floor possible, and get to an interior room of your home or building.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
All right, guys, we have 3 tornado warnings all of a sudden in Michigan. All right, so we got 3 now. We got one for Pontiac. We got one for Sterling Heights, Warren, and Macomb Township. We got another one near Monroe. We got one west of Detroit. So we got 3 different tornado warnings. You got to take shelter right now if you are in these tornado warnings. Get away from windows, get on the lowest floor possible, and get to an interior room of your home or building if you're in any of these 3 pink polygons right now. We are not talking about large and strong tornadoes right now, but we have a lot of different areas of rotation that could be quick-hitting tornadoes, which can still be dangerous. It is urgent that you get to your storm shelter, basement, closet, or bathroom. Put as many walls between you from the outside as possible and get away from windows, preferably a bathroom, a basement, a closet, whatever is the most interior room that doesn't have windows. If you're in a mobile home, or a trailer park, an RV, it's probably better to get into a ditch instead. It's not very safe right now. New tornado warning again is up here near Macomb Township. I'm going to see what the rotation looks like on this one. Obviously, the one near Monroe is pretty strong right now. Got a large tornado warning, though, here just north of Detroit. And we got a lot of new radar scans coming in from both our terminal radar site and also our regional radar site. I'm not seeing a whole lot of rotation, at least on the regional radar site. The terminal radar site's been doing us good, though, here. It does show that low-level rotation a lot more. And we do have several areas of just, I would say broad rotation right now near Pontiac. We got one near Pontiac, got one along Interstate 696. That's heading towards Royal Oak and Warren, eventually going towards St. Clair Shores. Somebody keep an eye out on the Macomb County public camera. We're keeping an eye on that one. That's live there. Back down near Monroe, we still have a tighter area of rotation here near Monroe. This could be a tornado. So if you guys live right now in Monroe, possible tornado right now heading into the town of Monroe, Michigan. That is going towards Frenchtown, Woodland Beach, and then Berlin Township. The rotation right now on the west side of Detroit is still ongoing. It's actually right now over the University of Michigan in Dearborn. There is still a tornado warning here. They just condensed the tornado warning. It is still in effect south of Redford, south of Oak, and that is going to be heading into the west side of Detroit in just a few minutes. I do not think there is an active tornado right now, but there could be one at any moment. It's important to get to your storm shelter. Again, basement, closet, or bathroom if you live in these areas. Shout out to Reach with a $30 super chat saying, tornado warning was radar indicated. Cloud rotation, a confirmed actual touchdown. We don't have any confirmed tornadoes as of right now, but I'm going to be honest, any of these could be on the ground. I'd say the more likely one that's on the ground is this one near Monroe. Our radar coverage right now is a little bit less ideal for these areas of rotation near Pontiac. Because these areas of rotation are so close to the ground, even this regional radar site can barely actually see the velocities. It obviously can, but it can't really see the really low levels. It's still looking a couple thousand feet off the ground. And a lot of these areas of rotation are not really rooted very well into the updrafts. They're not going up in height very well. So these are very close to the ground. These are usually weak tornadoes that we're talking about here, but obviously a tornado can still cause damage. We've seen tornadoes that are EF0s, EF1s that, you know, cost lives and stuff like that. So it's still very important that everybody's heeding the warnings here. Anywhere around Detroit. I don't think, again, they're going to issue a tornado warning for Detroit, but if you live in Detroit, Michigan, I would be, again, staying alert right now, have that tornado action plan ready to go. And again, be staying away from windows if you are in this tornado warning. It is a pretty dangerous storm still, in my opinion. There's actually a live camera. This one doesn't have much of a view of anything, but this is live inside of our tornado warning back over east of Flint. I believe this is in our tornado warning, if I'm not mistaken. No, it is not. Never mind. That is north of our tornado warning. Just kidding. That's north of the tornado warning east of Flint, though. It's raining. This is live back over in Carthage, Tennessee, which we are watching an area of rotation east of Gallatin right now, mostly looking at damaging winds, but a little bit of rotation. So we're keeping an eye on that. Very turbulent skies down here. And again, if you guys are tuning in from like Tennessee, Kentucky, Ohio, we're going to keep you posted. Right now, we got a broad area of rotation, mostly a damaging wind threat that is heading towards that north side of Carthage, eventually going towards Gainsboro and Red Boiling Springs. They do not have a severe thunderstorm warning anymore south of Cleveland, but we have a couple areas of rotation that are near Ashland. So we're keeping an eye on those. Back to Detroit. That area of rotation on the west side of Detroit is now moving outside of the pink polygon and is going to be approaching Interstate 75 in a few minutes. I still do not personally think they're going to issue a tornado warning for Detroit, but obviously if you live there, I would personally be staying away from windows just in case we somehow get a quick spin up tornado. Definitely can't rule that out. And then back down towards Monroe, this has been the main area of rotation. That is now on the north side of Monroe, and it is heading into Woodland Beach and then approaching the Astrail Beach near Stony Point. It's tracking currently up Dixie Highway right now, and eventually going to be heading towards Berlin Township. Also, if you guys have any photos and videos, you guys can send it in to us. We got a QR code on your screen. It's also reports.maxvelocitywx.com. We're going to be keeping a close eye on this in case you guys have anything crazy looking out there. That'll be one of our best ways to kind of verify what's happening on the ground level. Got new radar scans. Still looking at our strongest rotation right now near French Township. On our velocity scale, it's about a 5 or 6 out of 10. Not nearly as strong as a few moments ago, but definitely could still drop a tornado. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if we just had a tornado on the west side of Monroe. And so in about 3 to 4 minutes, it'll be going into Woodland Beach. And then about 7 or 8 minutes from now, Berlin Township is going to be hit by that area of rotation. We still have an area of rotation that is now moving into Oak. That's now approaching Highland Park and Hamtramck. I think that's how you pronounce it. Just on the northwest side of Detroit. I don't think they're going to issue a warning for that, but we'll see. We have several different small areas of rotation near Oakland University. Again, not looking at a really favorable environment for strong tornadoes here in Michigan today, but again, quick hitting tornadoes are a possibility. If you live in any of these 3 pink polygons, you got to be taking shelter. I don't know how many people are in these tornado warnings. I'm pretty sure we're upwards of 1 million, though, in these tornado warnings right now. Anyway, JD for the super chat. I live in Ashland, Ohio. Looks like the severe warning expired, but I still see rotation and a possible inflow notch. How worried should I be? I'd be staying alert, but I mean, this storm's going to pass by you here pretty quickly. We do have a live camera in Ashland, which this is actually what it looks like in Ashland right now. Now, can we put Ashland in slot 1? The northern tornado warning in Michigan, that includes areas like Macomb and Macomb Township and Warren. That one's for about 182,000 people. The tornado warning for Detroit was over 500,000 people at one point, and I'm not sure about the one in Monroe, but we are basically at about 750,000 people inside of tornado warnings right now, which is pretty wild. We can put that beachboard camera back in like slot 2 and slot 3. Put one of those on that severe warning that's over in Tennessee. Go back to our live radar scans. Right now, I'm not seeing any tight areas of rotation near Pontiac, just broad areas of rotation, mostly looking at a wind threat right now, heading towards Macomb and Macomb Township. Tornado warning for Detroit will expire in about 4 minutes, so you should be continuing to stay in that safe place for the next 4 minutes. We have a broad area of rotation still that is near Woodland Beach. This is going to be moving into Canada here pretty soon, so we'll continue to watch that. Maybe a little fish NATO risk heading into Lake Erie as well, just south of Monroe. That rotation, though, is basically moved outside of our tornado warning on the west side of Detroit. So that is heading up towards I-75. Don't think they're going to issue a new tornado warning on that. Terminal radar site just showing a lot of different areas of circulation inside of this large pink polygon that is about to hit Sterling Heights, Warren, and Shelby Charter Township. So if you guys live in any of those locations, again, now's the time to take shelter just in case we do see a tornado. This is live over in Ashland, which you can see, again, that shelf cloud rolling in right now. We did have a tornado possible severe warning on that not too long ago. That's over in Ashland, Ohio. This is in Carthage, Tennessee, where the wind is rapidly intensifying. We could see damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour on that storm. And then this is live over in Pea Ridge, which is also in Tennessee. And you can actually see a little lowering right here, which could lead to maybe a low tornado threat. You have a little bit of rotation on that storm right now in Tennessee, which is east of Nashville. Shouts Kevin with the $20 super chat. I like the new 24/7 channel. Great job. Appreciate that. How many people right now are tuning in from Michigan, out of curiosity? I know we got a lot of you probably tuning in right now near Detroit. There's obviously a lot of people that live here, but out of curiosity, how many people live here near Detroit? If you guys do have any friends or family that live in this area, feel free to share the stream. Again, we'll be live as long as there's an active threat of severe weather here over here in Michigan. We got a pretty intense line of thunderstorms. We got 3 tornado warnings right now. We have rotation in Ohio. We got a little rotation east of Nashville. We're keeping eyes on, again, several different storms right now as we're kind of approaching, I'd say, the quote-unquote peak of today's severe weather setup, even though there's really not a whole lot of a peak today. This is basically going to be the peak, I think, of severe weather across the board. But Ohio and Tennessee, we'll be really watching the next hour or two for a more elevated threat of severe weather. I'm going to stay on the terminal radar site. The regional radar site is not showing us really a whole lot in terms of that rotation since it's looking just too high up into the clouds. Right now near Frenchtown, we still have a broad area of rotation that is tracking up towards Berlin Township. The tornado warning on the west side of Detroit, they're going to allow that one to expire. So that's no longer ongoing, but if you are tuning in from Detroit, Michigan, I would stay tuned for the next 10 to 15 minutes just in case something else happens here. The storm has not reached Detroit yet. It's still west of you. There's still broad rotation, looking at gusty winds that is moving into Detroit, Michigan right now. And then over here near Sterling Heights and Warren, we're still keeping an eye on these thunderstorms that are all rotating right now. We got a lot of different areas of broad rotation. If you're in Pontiac, Michigan, you no longer have to stay in that safe place. You can get out of your safe place, all right? Don't have to be there anymore. But if you're over on the east side of Pontiac near Sterling Heights, Warren, St. Clair Shores, Mount Clemens, or Macomb Township, you should be definitely staying away from windows. We got some crazy photos coming out from you guys. This one was just sent in from Defiance, Ohio, from today. This is from today. Holy crap. Hopefully, nobody was in the middle of this home when this happened. And this is the exact reason why, if you guys live in it, if you are in a tornado warning or even a severe thunderstorm warning, you should always stay away from windows because you don't want something like this happening. It's over in Defiance County. That's northwest Ohio from a little while ago. This is from Lima, Ohio, looking northbound from Interstate 75 of a large shelf cloud rolling in. This is from Whitehall, Ohio as well, of some of the storms rolling in. Pretty nice view there from a parking garage, it looks like. Another tree over in Defiance, Ohio. It looks like Defiance got hit pretty hard today. Anybody tuning in from Defiance? Guess we got a few people. This is over in Putnam County, Ohio, too. A little bit windy there, gusty winds. Some rain coming down. If you guys have any photos and videos, you can send it in to us. Reports.maxvelocitywx.com. Link is also at the top of the description. Once again, tornado warning west side Detroit has now been allowed to expire. We are still watching broad rotation near I-75. Again, I don't think it's enough for a tornado warning, but continue to stay tuned if you're in Detroit for the next few minutes in case we do see a tornado. We also do have a live camera that is on the north side of Detroit, which will have a view of this area of rotation as it moves into Warren and St. Clair Shores here in just a few minutes. Very windy over there in Carthage, Tennessee right now. We do have a severe thunderstorm right now, a warning right now for the Carthage area, just north of Carthage near Beach Bottom, heading towards the North Springs and Whitleyville area. If somebody could put the Haydenburg Fire Tower, probably in slot 2, that'd be good. And we're still monitoring thunderstorms right now in Ohio with broad rotation. Tornado threat will be the highest, I think, over the next hour or two over here in Ohio. That'll be near Cleveland. They just issued a new severe thunderstorm warning for 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds. Still monitoring a low tornado potential for Red Boiling Springs, Salina, and just north of Gainsboro. So if you're in this severe thunderstorm warning, definitely make sure that you're staying away from windows, and ideally on the lowest floor possible. Heading back to Michigan. The storms are almost done. All right, if you guys are in Michigan, we got about 10-15 minutes, and then we're done. Our rotation right now near the Frenchtown area has gotten broader and is now moving offshore. So if you guys live still in this tornado warning, stay in your safe place for the next few minutes. That rotation is moving over Estrell Beach, going towards the Point Moly State Game area, eventually heading towards Amherstburg in Canada. So if you guys live in Canada, over here near Essex, Colchester, Kingville, definitely stay alert. We have a lot of just broad area of rotations right now to the west of St. Clair Shores, heading into Sterling Heights, Warren, Macomb Township right now. So we're still monitoring at least a low tornado potential. And up here near Croswell, I'm not seeing really a whole lot of rotation currently, but at least looking at some gusty winds as this cold front quickly moves in to eastern Michigan and kind of into the thumb here over the next several minutes. Got a little interesting feature forming over here in Ashland, Ohio. Looks like we got a little lowering attempting to form right now. Got a little bit of scud kind of rising up into that base. Just trying to organize that base right now over in Ashland, Ohio. There was a tornado possible severe thunderstorm warning here not too long ago. Not seeing much rotation on radar right now, but definitely not ruling out a tornado threat. So we're going to keep an eye out on that over the next several minutes. Shout out to Tina for the $10 super chat. Thank you, Angela, for becoming a member. What's crazy is that we've officially been live 5 straight days. It's been a severe weather outbreak the last several days. Obviously, we've had a lot of tornadoes. We had about, I think, at least 3 tornadoes confirmed from last night in Oklahoma. More are probably going to be confirmed here today. It's been an active last 5 days of severe weather. And we haven't really had a single day that has been like a tornado outbreak. It's just been all, severe. It's just been a multi-day severe weather outbreak. It's been very fascinating. And it's, again, not done yet. We still got severe weather here this evening. We do have a camera coming up here in Macomb County here in a second. Let's go and put Macomb County, the Michigan camera, in slot 3. We're going to have a live camera there just north of Detroit here in a second, so we'll have a view of this storm. Shout out to Henry with the $10 super chat. How do you think Lorain County, Ohio is going to do with today's storms? I think we're mainly looking at a wind threat. The one concern I do have is that this is the same area of thunderstorms that's also right now moving across northern Ohio. So if you guys live over here near Bowling Green, Sandusky, even towards Cleveland, we definitely need to be staying alert for this area of thunderstorms. And we got some little discrete cells that are going up right now south of to Cleveland. So we kind of got a double whammy threat right now here in Ohio. So even though Michigan is almost done with these severe storms, Ohio is definitely not. We actually have an area of convergence over Lake Erie right now. So we could see a little fishnado out here. That'll be eventually heading towards some of the islands just south of Kingsville in Canada. We actually do have a live camera, believe it or not, on this island over here north of Danbury. We just got access to a few new cameras right along Lake Erie. So we'll definitely have some views here of these thunderstorms as they roll in here pretty soon. So that'll be pretty cool. As of right now, we have 2 tornado warnings right now. We got the one north of Detroit, which is still ongoing. It technically goes until 7 o'clock Eastern time. I don't think it's going to last that long since these thunderstorms are going to move out in probably about 20 minutes or so. But we still have some areas of rotation. One near Warren, much more broad, more of a wind threat in my opinion right now near Sterling Heights. Our main area of rotation right now, though, would be right along Interstate 696, heading into St. Clair Shores right now. So if you guys live in Roseville, St. Clair Shores, Michigan, or Mount Clemens, you've got to be taking shelter now, away from windows, and be on the lowest floor possible. The tornado warning for Berlin Township is now basically all offshore. So if you guys live in Frenchtown, Monroe, Woodland Beach, you're kind of in the all clear at this point. But if you live over in Berlin Township, I would just stay in your safe place for a few more minutes. This tornado warning goes until 6:30 Eastern time. I do not think they're going to continue it. Obviously, it's moving into a lake right now, so there's not going to be any way to continue it. But if you guys live in Canada, I'd be staying alert just in case. We might get a tornado warning there in Canada. But that it would be not by the National Weather Service. That'd be by the Environment of Canada Weather Service. That would not be, again, by the NWS. Thank you, ABC, for becoming a member. Shane with the super chat. Lightford Township in South Monroe County, Michigan, possibly had a tornado about an hour and a half ago. A 4-mile track with homes damaged, barns destroyed, and trees down. Interesting. Definitely have to look into that. Thank you also, Tamara, for becoming a member. This is a live shot right now from the north side of Detroit. Can't see anything yet, but in a couple minutes, we're going to see off to the left, or left side of your screen, again, that area of rotation that is over in Warren right now. But you can see how fast the clouds are moving currently. And this is, again, right ahead of our cold frontal boundary that is going to be moving in. So we are going to have a cold front here momentarily that's going to sweep across Detroit, which is going to cool things down pretty quickly. But before that happens, we got a little tornado threat that's been developing. Huge shout out to Itch with the 5 gifted memberships. Really appreciate that. We just got a new mesoscale discussion from the Storm Prediction Center. This one's going to be back over in Tennessee, Kentucky, and Alabama. Thunderstorms may bring strong to occasionally damaging wind gusts over the next 1 to 2 hours, but a watch is not expected. I still would not rule out an isolated tornado threat. I think it's very low, but it's not zero based off of the trends that we've been seeing here. We've had a couple of areas of convergence come together here recently, and we're keeping an eye on that. You can see the large shelf cloud right now off to the west of the Haydenburg, Tennessee area. Huge shelf cloud there. Really impressive looking cluster of thunderstorms with 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds. Not really seeing much rotation anymore, but definitely more of a wind threat. Got a little outflow boundary too, pushing towards Cookeville. If you guys live over here in Cookeville or Sparta, definitely have your cameras ready. You guys might see a shelf cloud coming in here pretty soon. You guys average like 5 to 10 shelf clouds a year, so it's probably pretty common that you've probably seen it before, but you might see something. We're also watching the thunderstorms that are moving through Columbus, Ohio right now. Gusty winds the main concern. No really area of rotation that I'm seeing right now. We definitely need to watch this line of thunderstorms that is going up again from Michigan back down into Ohio for at least a low tornado potential. Going towards Sandusky and Elyria. Getting back on over to Detroit. Actually got a little area of rotation right now developing south of Detroit, Michigan. This is not going towards Detroit. It's actually going more to the east. So Detroit, Michigan, we're almost clear. There's a very weak area of spin over Detroit, actually, but that will not be, I don't think, enough for a tornado, at least in the next few minutes. A little bit too short of notice there for a tornado. That tornado warning for Berlin Township should be allowed to expire here in a moment. Bottom right of your screen is a live shot currently near St. Clair Shores. Rotation right now is over Warren. The tornado warning is no longer including the Royal Oak, Troy, Auburn Hills, or Southfield areas of Michigan. So you guys are good. If you live in Macomb Township, if you live in Sterling Heights, Mount Clemens, Warren, or St. Clair Shores, you got to continue to stay in your safe place right now. Away from windows and be on the lowest floor possible. Hey, nothing for the super chat. Hey, Colin also for the super chat. Is there a tornado near Macomb, Michigan? Not that we know of, but there could be one. I mean, that's why you got to stay in your safe place. The rotation, in my opinion, again, is very weak and broad. If we have any tornadoes here, they're going to be quick hitting and brief. They're not like your large and strong types of tornadoes here. That's not what we're looking at. It's not an EF5 tornado or something like that coming towards it, right? But there is a possibility of quick hitting tornadoes in this environment with a line of thunderstorms right along our cold frontal boundary. So regardless of the intensity of any tornado, for the record, you should be in your safe place because, you know, they can be dangerous. Flying debris can literally injure or kill somebody. I mean, we just had a photo sent in. Obviously, I don't think this was a tornado, but this is just from some wind over in Defiance County, Ohio. Probably 60, 70 mile per hour winds, if I had to guess. And we had this massive tree fall into a house. And this is the reason why storms like this can be concerning. If you guys do have any photos and videos, QR codes on your screen. Also reports.maxloss@ewx.com. If you guys have any photos, especially from the Eastern Michigan area, definitely send them in. Huge shout out to Stephanie with the $20 super chat. Berlin Township, Michigan, that's me. Nothing here, Max, just rain. Well, that's good to hear. It should be mostly rain for the record across this area of thunderstorms. I'm surprised, to be honest, that we even had areas of rotation in this line. It kind of came out of nowhere, right? But it does happen from time to time. And so right now, again, I'm looking at mostly broad rotation here near Warren and St. Clair Shores, but I'm definitely not ruling out a tornado threat still. This is live right now in St. Clair Shores. where the wind is beginning to pick up now. Looking to the left for maybe some sort of lowering, maybe some sort of low tornado threat, maybe even on the right there. Again, visibility is not great here, but this is the area that's starting to see that rotation arrive here over the next few minutes. Huge shout out to Andrew with the $100 super chat, saying, thank you, Maxim and Township. I always appreciate your coverage. I really appreciate that. W's in the chat for Andrew. I had somebody just ask, why am I live? Guys, I get it's a slight risk and a marginal threat of severe weather today, but we're going to go live if there's something concerning. And I mean, we have 3 tornado warnings for over 600,000 people. If you guys think I'm not going to go live for this, that's crazy. Like, there should be literally no question that I'm live for this. Now, for the record, I almost went to Outback Steakhouse right before this happened. I was very close to leaving, not knowing that this was all of a sudden going to happen. But I was going to stay here until storms got through Cleveland, just in case. But we were on standby just in case something happened. Hey, Tamara, for becoming a member. So that's what it looks like in live there in St. Clair Shores. We're still keeping an eye on that. This is live over in Tennessee currently in Cookeville. And we're still looking at a little lowering there on the right. Don't think it's very tornadic right now, but large shelf cloud, damaging winds, the primary concern. It's going to get really windy in a few minutes, I think, here at the Haydenburg Fire Tower over in Cookeville. So we're going to be watching that camera bottom middle of your screen as that thing rolls in. And then bottom left is Ashland, which is Ashland, Ohio, where we did have a tornado possible severe warning not too long ago. And we're still monitoring at least a low end potential for a tornado still over here in Ohio, where we do have a severe thunderstorm warning currently, which is mainly for the threat of 60 mile to 70 mile per hour damaging winds and an isolated tornado threat. There's also a little cell that just went up southwest of Cleveland over the last few minutes. Not seeing much rotation on this as of right now, but we'll be monitoring at least a low tornado potential with that as it heads up towards Strongsville and eventually going into Cleveland, Ohio. Got several strong thunderstorms, a little bit of broad rotation south there of Mansfield, Ohio. Definitely looking at Mansfield, though, for a little bit more rotation. If you live over in Worcester, Ohio, Orville, or New Franklin, I'd be staying alert right now for at least a little bit of rotation, maybe a low tornado potential. Tornado warning for the Berlin Township area is going to be allowed to expire in about a minute and a half. So if you guys are in Berlin Township, you no longer have to be in that safe place. If you live south of Detroit in Canada, over near Stony Point, I'll be staying alert. Got a little bit of rotation right now heading in that direction. And then over here in St. Clair Shores, Warren, Mount Clemens, I would continue to stay in your safe place right now, in case we do end up getting a tornado. Bottom left camera is going to be live there in St. Clair Shores. I need to turn on my fan. I don't even know if my AC is on. It is so hot in this room. Anyway, insane for the $20 super chat. Here's some Outback Steakhouse money for dinner. I appreciate that. I'll be on Outback at some point. And I'm at work here in Worcester. Hope no tornadoes. Hopefully there's none. But we'll be keeping an eye on it. Our only active tornado warning at this point is going to be this one here, north of Detroit. So east of Warren, Mount Clemens, St. Clair Shores, and Macomb Township, and New Baltimore. You have to continue to stay in that safe place right now. If you live in Sterling Heights, Warren, or Shelby Charter Township, you guys are okay now. You can get out of that safe place, all right? You don't have to be there anymore if you don't want to. But still continue to stay in that safe place for St. Clair Shores and Mount Clemens. Zero Super Chat says, is there a tornado threat for Windsor, Southern Ontario, Canada? There's definitely a tornado threat down here. I would definitely not rule out an isolated tornado if you're southwest of London. Got a little area of rotation right now heading towards Essex and Stony Point. So we'll be watching it. I mean, we don't usually cover Canada, but in case something happens, we'll let you know. I'll still be watching this area of broad rotation that's heading towards Worcester and Orville in Ohio. I don't think it's imminent, but we have a couple areas of rotation attempting to come together here along this area of thunderstorms that's ahead of our cold front, south of Cleveland. And we have a lot of you guys that do watch from Ohio, so we are going to be watching this very closely. It'll be live here for Ohio in case something does happen. Back over to Tennessee. We still have a significant severe thunderstorm right now heading towards Tompkinsville, west of Livingston, with 60 mile per hour damaging winds being the main concern right now. Somebody put Hermitage Springs Tower in slot 3. Hermitage Springs Tower. There's a pretty good live shot of that. That is in that severe thunderstorm warning. This is what it looks like right now inside of this warning. A lot of low-hanging clouds, but granted, again, not much of a tornado threat right now at this area of thunderstorms. 60-mile-per-hour winds that will surge in this area. This will be a very interesting camera to look at because we got a lot of trees here. So it'll be interesting to see how it pans out over the next few minutes when it comes to this very big surge of wind that's going to come through in just a moment northwest of Livingston. Shout out to Jay with a $20 super chat and Shelby near Detroit. Thank you for the stream. Appreciate you tuning in. Thank you also, Aaron for the super chat. How does it look for Livonia, Michigan? I think anywhere west of Detroit is chilling right now, but anywhere around or east of Detroit still needs to be staying alert right now. We're back to the 3-cam view, and we'll keep that bottom right of your screen for that storm in Tennessee. We do have some strong thunderstorms that have gone up across areas like Mississippi as well. Tornado threat pretty low. It's going to be mostly, I think, damaging winds, but wouldn't rule out a quick tornado somewhere. And we're also watching thunderstorms right now across parts of Texas and Louisiana. Mostly just talking about a lot of lightning, strong wind gusts, and a little bit of hail will be possible with the most intense thunderstorms. We have a pretty intense area of thunderstorms moving through Houston right now. Again, not severe, but they are producing at least some gusty winds. So if you guys live over near Houston right now, definitely stay alert, mainly for the wind threat. There's a pretty cool time lapse that was from one of the Houston radar mega cyclone ports here. This is what it looked like over in Houston not too long ago with these thunderstorms rolling in. Pretty nifty. There's also another one here. This one's a little bit cooler, looking directly at the thunderstorms. This was in the last hour or so. Pretty cool stuff. Hey, Dad, for the super chat. We go back to Detroit. And on the last few radar scans, again, I'm not seeing any sort of imminent tornado threat anymore for Detroit. Cold fronts move through. Still watching broad rotation moving towards Stony Point in Ontario. And then over here near St. Clair Shores, we still have an area of rotation that is moving overhead right now. So if we have a tornado threat, it'd be within the next couple minutes. I'm not seeing much rotation on the terminal radar site, but if we had a tornado, most likely going to be over Mount Clemens. This is what it looks like live currently in St. Clair Shores, where the wind is, again, starting to pick up a little bit. Off to the left is the area that we're looking at for maybe a tornado, but I don't see anything yet. Hey, Wedge for the super chat. Thanks for Metro Detroit. Appreciate you tuning in. Hey, tornado risk for Columbus, Ohio today. It's my friend's 30th birthday. It's low. It's not zero. If we go over to our tornado threat for today, this is from the Storm Prediction Center. There's a large 2% tornado risk in place. This is, again, pretty much the lowest you can get from the Storm Prediction Center, right? It's not a very high threat. I honestly didn't even think we were going to go live today. I'll be honest. I didn't think there was any chance of going live, but obviously we had the storms in Michigan, and we've had 3 tornado warnings out of those. But the 2% tornado risk includes areas like Columbus, Cincinnati, back towards central Pennsylvania, even New York, right? So there's a risk of an isolated tornado or two. The strong tornado threat is very low today, but it's obviously still important that you stay weather aware and have ways to receive alerts. Tennessee, Kentucky, Mississippi, Alabama, there isn't a tornado risk down here, but there is a risk of damaging winds, which can knock down trees, can knock down power lines. We have a lot of thunderstorms out there, lots of lightning. Could see some cloud ground lightning too that sparks fires, that sort of thing. But we don't have any sort of major tornado threat down here. I would not rule out an isolated tornado today. I just don't think the risk is very high of that. I think it's a very low threat. We did have a tornado earlier today outside of this tornado threat that was issued. I think it was in, if I'm not mistaken, Lindale, Texas. I think we had a tornado there. And we've also had tornado warnings even in East Texas, south of Shreveport. That's what it looks like right now over in our severe thunderstorm warning in Hermitage Springs in Tennessee. It is getting really windy out there right now. This is live near Red Boiling Springs. You can barely see anything anymore. You can see bottom left. You can see that wind really intensifying there. So these right here are straight line damaging winds around 60 miles per hour. At one point, there was high as 70. So it's pretty strong right now. Making its way right now across Hermitage Springs. So if you live here, definitely take shelter. We also had a floating microphone on that nice live camera. Hey, Toddler for the super chat. Thank you, Riley, for becoming a member. This is also live from the other camera here. This is at the Haydenburg Fire Tower. That is west of Salina. See the very low-hanging clouds there at the top. So if we go over here, you can see again, this is our shelf cloud that is moving overhead right now. So we got a shelf cloud. That's the leading edge of damaging winds. And the winds are starting to pick up there. And these trees are probably going to sway a lot. One key thing in Tennessee today is that if we do see any severe weather near where this ice storm happened a couple months ago, some trees could easily fall down. So take any severe warning seriously in Tennessee today. The ice storm, I don't really think happened very much over here near Salina. It was mostly down to the south of here. I don't think we saw that much ice, but obviously any ice accumulation could make these trees kind of not very strong, at least right now. They're probably weaker. Huge shout out to Coffee with the $50 super chat. Want to pop in and say thank you for the coverage. Everything is good in Brighton, Michigan area. Following that tornado warning, had some rapid rotation above my house. So I appreciate you tuning in. See the wind really starting to pick up now here over near Gainsboro. Actually, some leaves are flying there at the bottom of your screen off the trees. So wind's picking up really quickly. Shout out to Heather for becoming a member. Hey, Fee for the super chat says, "Hey, Max, your alert came across my phone before local ones. We appreciate you." Anybody actually get a phone call from Max Alert in the Detroit area? Out of curiosity, I don't know if anybody has Max Alert there, but if you guys live over there, I'm actually curious how many people got a Max Alert call. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning for this area of thunderstorms. That is going to be for those in Tompkinsville and Burkesville in Kentucky for 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds heading towards Albany. So if you guys live over here, definitely take shelter. Stay away from windows. Got a lot of people who got a Max Alert call. They wrote for the $20 super chat saying, "Reminder to the Max and the Velocity team and everybody in the chat to drink water and also stretch a little." I'm standing, so we're in standing mode right now. Not seeing a whole lot of rotation, but a very broad area of rotation and convergence might be trying to come together near Tompkinsville in Kentucky. So we're going to keep eyes on that. Can somebody put the Clay County EMA camera in slot 3? They have canceled the tornado warning for Michigan, so we're back down to normal severe thunderstorm warnings. So it looks like live again right now over at the Haydenburg Fire Tower in Cookeville, where strong winds are moving through. Am I good in Baltimore? If you're talking about Baltimore, Michigan, I'd wait about 5-10 minutes, and after that, you should be chilling. Or if you're talking about New Baltimore, that's what I'm thinking about. There's a very little area of just, like, I wouldn't really say this is really about rotation, but there's a very little area that's going over Lexington right now in Michigan. I don't think it's enough for a tornado warning. Honestly, over in Canada, I could see a tornado warning for Stony Point. Do we have Canadian tornado warnings on, is the question. I think I do, yeah. So if we got a tornado warning, we'll know. But there's a rotation right now going towards Stony Point in Ontario. I don't know if anybody's tuning in from Canada right now, but hopefully stay alert there. We are monitoring thunderstorms also that are moving right now across Ohio. The same line of thunderstorms is currently tracking in the direction of Sandusky and Cleveland that just produced a couple of maybe tornadoes over near Detroit. So if you guys don't live over near Cleveland, definitely stay alert. We got a couple areas of rotation developing south of Ashland, another one near Fredericktown, moving off in the direction of Cleveland. Again, nothing imminent in my opinion for a tornado, but we definitely can't rule out something as these storms go towards Cleveland, Ohio. Also a terminal radar site here near Cleveland. We got a strong thunderstorm that's going to be making its way into the Cleveland airport in just a moment. So it looks like live over at the St. Clair, Michigan camera. Camera's been shaking pretty much this entire time, but that storm's now moving through. We can kind of start to see the skies clearing a little bit, and that's our cold frontal boundary that's now moving through. So cold front's moving through Detroit. Temperatures are going to start to drop over the next several minutes. But pretty windy back over in Tennessee. We got several live cameras looking at a big thunderstorm rolling across northern Tennessee and southern Kentucky right now, with 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds being the main concern currently. Good shout out to Bert with 5 Get memberships. And also thank you, Steven, for becoming a member. Got a few more photos and videos that you guys have sent in. This is from Van Wert, Ohio. Second line of storms from Van Wert, Ohio as it came in. This is probably what it looked like back over near Detroit not too long ago. And it's kind of interesting because you got some of this like rising motion here, kind of in the leading edge of this line of thunderstorms. Vertical motion in our line of thunderstorms here. Thank you, Ashley, for the $20 super chat. Thank you for keeping my family safe. My husband and I watch you nonstop and have other family members from Mansfield, Ohio. Appreciate you tuning in. I didn't realize this until yesterday, but our audience is very large in Ohio now. It's like one of our top 3 states, apparently. Thank you, Pink, for becoming a member. This is a photo from Detroit, Michigan. Multiple cars rolled over on the side of the interstate, most likely due to hydroplaning and high winds. Currently driving towards the storm system. So low-hanging clouds. Can't really see a whole lot from this angle, but with the clouds being so low in Michigan, that's another reason why we had a tornado threat. Didn't really take a whole lot for there to be a tornado. Just needed a little bit of wind shear, and we had obviously enough. This is a photo from Windsor, Ontario. Apparently, I think this is actually, they're saying this from downtown Detroit where it's wet and windy. Pretty close though to Ontario. Here's a photo from Bowling Green, Ohio of a little, very tiny baby little shelf cloud rolling across Bowling Green. This is over in Chase, or this from Chase over in Whiteford Township, Michigan, with a lot of trees down. They are saying this is tornado damage in Whiteford Township as of the last, within the last 2 hours. Does anybody live over here? Near Whiteford Township? I know we had somebody say in the chat there might have been tornado damage there. Here's another photo of possible tornado damage from a grain elevator damage over in Whiteford Township. At least a possible tornado looks pretty likely with the kind of damage that we're seeing here. A Pink and Smart for becoming members. A Wayne for becoming a member too. Yeah, if you guys have any photos or videos from these storms, you can scan the QR code. It's also reports.maxvelocitywx.com. We also have a new mesoscale discussion from the Storm Prediction Center for those that live over in Texas, Louisiana, or Mississippi, where scattered to numerous thunderstorms are expected to continue through the evening. A strong wind gust or 2 are possible. Pretty weak warning, obviously. This is not a big day of severe weather, but for some, it actually could. Obviously, in Michigan, it's been a little bit of a surprise. But over here in the Deep South, mainly looking at just an isolated, damaging wind threat. I find tweets like this ridiculous. Somebody said, why are we live? Guys, we had 3 tornado warnings. Literally within, like 5 miles of Detroit. We had like 600, 700,000 people in tornado warnings, and there was legit rotation. If you go back on radar, if we go back to this terminal radar site, you can actually clearly see that rotation on multiple occasions with this line. You go back, I have to go back like 50 frames, but like this was legit rotation right here. This was our first area rotation west of Detroit. Look at that convergence. I mean, that's probably a tornado that hit the Bellevue Airport, or at least near the Bellevue Airport. And it rolled up in the direction of Romulus, just west of Detroit. We had other areas of rotation developing near Pontiac, too, that got pretty strong there for a second. We had another area of rotation developed near Monroe. We had one before that, too. Near London Township. Again, it was kind of a surprise, but we have had rotation. And we're still looking at some rotation in Ontario, Canada, north of Kingsville. Low tornado risk going towards Essex. Still looking at a very weak area of rotation near Croswell, Michigan. That'll be moving into the Great Lakes in a moment, so not going to be a land threat at this point. We're still looking at some very weak rotation down to the south of Cleveland, but mostly looking at gusty winds. Still monitoring a low end potential for a tornado with this line of thunderstorms. This is a live shot currently from our shelf cloud and our strong line of thunderstorms in Clay County, which is over in Salina, Tennessee, with a pretty significant damaging wind threat right now rolling across this area. Got a large shelf cloud overhead. The highest winds are now moving to Tompkinsville, Kentucky, and that'll eventually be going towards Burkesville. So take shelter if you're in either of those locations right now in Kentucky, just west of Albany, southwest of Jamestown. If you're over in Jamestown, Russell Springs, or Monticello, or Somerset here in Kentucky, you should be getting ready for a damaging wind threat and a low tornado risk. Thank you, Crafters, for the super chat. Stuck in Aldi in Roseville, Michigan. Wasn't raining when I biked here. Appreciate the updates. I appreciate you tuning in. Stay safe. Thank you, Chris, for the super chat. Any updates on Macomb, Michigan? You guys are chilling. Storms have moved out. If you guys live, I'll do a little quick outline here, but basically, if you live here in this part of Michigan, you're done. Anywhere west of that line. You guys live in Ohio, if you live in Pennsylvania, definitely still have a risk of severe weather coming. Obviously, so far it's been mostly strong thunderstorms, not many severe storms, but tornado risk is definitely not zero. We're going to be live at least through Cleveland with these storms going in, because I honestly think we might see another tornadic storm come about here with one of these cells in Cleveland, maybe, or in Ohio, excuse me, maybe something maybe as far south as Tennessee. Would rule out something random down in Mississippi. We sometimes get random spin-ups. I don't think we're going to see one, but you never know. Sometimes you get some weird convergence if you get enough storm mergers. So we have a lot of storms down here, so you can get some weird storm interactions that can sometimes lead to a low tornado risk, but for the most part, it should be mostly just strong thunderstorms down here. Got a little hook down here southeast of DeRidder in Louisiana going towards Elizabeth, but I'm not seeing anything too imminent there for a tornado threat. Got a big line of thunderstorms making its way toward through Houston right now. Gusty winds, lightning, maybe some small hail as well near Houston. That's what it looks like just southeast of Houston over in Dickinson, Texas. Kind of milky skies right now, mostly overcast. The big limiter with today's severe weather setup is that it's been pretty cloudy. We also just have way too much convection. New damage report out of Lebanon, Tennessee of shingles blown off of a house, fencing damage on Hunters Village Drive. We did have a possible tornado somewhere over here earlier. We did have some rotation that intensified briefly northeast of Nashville, so might have had something earlier. Still watching Cleveland for at least a low tornado potential. Shout out to Sideline for becoming a member. In case you're just tuning in, these are some of the photos that we've gotten sent in here over the last few minutes. This is actually a video from Wisconsin over in Grand Rapids of a tree falling in an ice storm. Wow. It's kind of scary. This was like over a house, it'd even be worse. They paid for becoming a member. This is another photo from Defiance County, Ohio, of a big tree on a house. From my knowledge, there are no injuries or anything like that being reported here. Obviously, this is kind of concerning. Hopefully, we get another update. If Matthew can reach back out to us, and if you have any more information on this, let me know. Because it's obviously pretty scary. This is Lima, Ohio, the storm moving in a little earlier. This is a photo here also from Whitehall, Ohio, near Columbus of the storms rolling in. More trees down over in Defiance. I don't know if there was a tornado here or it was just straight line winds. Again, this is a bit of a radar hole location, right? So this was around 2 o'clock today. We had some thunderstorms here earlier. Definitely not fully ruling out maybe a tornado here, but obviously it's hard to tell just based off those photos. This is from Putnam County, Ohio. Very high winds moving through. This is a special weather statement in Van Wert. Hey, hot for the super chat from Cleveland. Really appreciate the coverage. Appreciate you tuning in. It's over in Van Wert County, Ohio. For those that were not here last night, we were live until about 2:30 Central Time, a.m. We had about 10 and a half hours of live coverage yesterday covering a really kind of surprising tornado outbreak in Oklahoma last night, but we also were live for a couple of tornadoes near Fort Smith last night. So it got pretty active last night over there in Arkansas, too. We were up at 2:30, still live, covering tornado warnings. We even had a couple near Springfield. Here's a photo sent in from Whitehall Township from Chase of a bunch of trees down. Possible tornado damage again back over in Whiteford Township, Michigan. And this is some more of that tornado damage. A grain elevator damage in Whiteford Township. Here's a photo from Richland County, Ohio. This is a new one. Light rain now, kind of got some scary looking clouds. This is what we would call scary looking clouds, sus clouds, if you will. They're just kind of rough, raggedy. Sometimes they're confused for like a funnel cloud or a tornado. And this right here, you can tell this is not a tornado or a funnel cloud because it's rough. It's rough shaped. So when you have something rough like this, most of the time, it's just scud. Or if you want to call it sus clouds, you can. That's what I call it sometimes. Got a little bit of minor, or actually, I wouldn't say this is minor. Got a lot of street flooding over here. It's over in Holly, Michigan. I don't think we have any flood warnings actively in Michigan. Shout out to Chris with the $10 super chat. One more follow-up on Macomb County, Michigan. I'm just east of Ann Arbor, Michigan. Unclear if I'm clear too. You guys are pretty much clear all across Michigan right now. This over in Whiteford Township. Again, this is a possible tornado damage. We've had multiple photos now from Whiteford Township. More large trees uprooted entirely. Right, possible tornado earlier. If you guys do have any photos and videos, QR codes on your screen. It's also reports.maxloss@ewx.com. Thank you, Racing, for the super chat. We have 2 severe thunderstorm warnings right now. Obviously, it's not a very high number, but we do have an active threat of severe weather. Severe thunderstorm watch is in place across Ohio until 9 o'clock tonight. Can somebody send me that severe thunderstorm watch box? Right, we'll put it in slot 1. Apparently, we have a fish camera, bottom left of your screen, that is near Cleveland. Somehow we got a fish camera near Cleveland. Where is this actually located? This is in Sandusky. That camera bottom left, that is live looking at some fish over in Sandusky or Cecilia or Castilia. So if there's a fish NATO, we could see them get sucked up by that. That is a fish right there. We got a PDS fish warning. Got fish. Look at that thing go. It's racing. This is also a live shot right along the coastline over at Oak Harbor. There was a severe storm here earlier. Actually a pretty cool camera. We got a lot of new cameras over here. Right along the water. Right now, not looking at anything too crazy, but mostly some gusty winds making their way across Lake Erie right now. Hey, Theme Pro for becoming a member. Imminent fish warning. Might have to get a fish warning. If you guys live over in Canada, we're still monitoring a broad area of rotation heading up towards Chatham, Kent, and Dresden. It's over in Ontario. Got a lot of strong thunderstorms that have gone up near Cleveland. Got a couple areas of rotation. Nothing, again, imminent, in my opinion, for a tornado, but if anything happens, again, we'll let you know we're here. Not really looking at much rotation either, east of Columbus. Got about an hour and a half, I'd say, left of severe weather over in Ohio. We still have a severe thunderstorm warning in place down here in Kentucky. That one's for Burkesville and Tompkinsville for 60-mile-per-hour winds for the next 7 minutes. So we put Willow Grove camera slot 2. Or 1. Actually, 1. We don't need the fish camera anymore. I don't think we need the fish camera right now. This is a live shot here from the Tompkinsville area in Kentucky of a large shelf cloud draping the sky. A lot of rough-looking clouds there, too. Mostly looking at a damaging wind threat. Max, you shouldn't have to explain why you're live because certainly there's severe weather going on. Some people. Yep. I don't know why. I mean, I'm going to be honest, like, the fact that anybody's questioning why I'm live at all when we have 3 tornado warnings for 700,000 people is absolutely ridiculous. And I can choose what I want to go live for, right? I am a weather network here on YouTube. I can choose if I want to go live for something like this. I have the choice of trying to help save people's lives in case there is an actual tornado or an actual threat of severe weather, or just sit on a couch and not do anything. Because that's whoever's saying that is probably doing that right now, not doing anything productive. Like, I'm being serious. Like, it's ridiculous. I don't know why somebody would even say that. Hey, Yaha for the $10 super chat. Have a nice steak dinner. Don't pronounce the name. Appreciate that. Thank you. See you all for the $50 super chat. Gotten several family members to start watching you. Appreciate all you do. Fantastic meteorologist. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Whoever the heck is typing those messages, probably eating popcorn over on the couch right now and not doing anything productive on a Saturday. Might be watching college basketball or something instead. Hey, Blaze, for becoming a member. I mean, even at the end of the day, too, like, I get it's only a slight risk, right? It's a level 2 out of 5 risk of severe weather, but it also includes like 70 million people. And I know that there are people here, probably a lot of you, that live in this area that are at risk of severe weather. Granted, it's not a high risk by any means. It's very low for most of you. When there's a marginal threat this large, you'd think it's significant. It's really not. I mean, we're looking at isolated damaging winds, lots of thunderstorms, strong wind gusts, maybe an isolated tornado. But up here, there was a hatch 2% tornado risk. We said last night we might go live, and we did. Obviously, there's no hatch tornado risk anymore, but there is still a risk of tornadoes. This live over in Salina, Tennessee. Winds are starting to pick up here on our severe thunderstorm warning in northern Tennessee right now. We also have a new severe thunderstorm warning over in Pennsylvania. This will be for Lycoming and Sullivan counties near LaPorte. Little cell has gone up here with 60-mile-per-hour damaging wind gusts. That is heading up towards Hancock, west of Scranton. We have a couple more strong thunderstorms that have also been going up off to the north of State College. Nothing severe right now. We do have another mesoscale discussion from the Storm Prediction Center. We'll have that here in a second. We also have a severe thunderstorm watch that is in place until 9 o'clock Eastern time. So this is for the next 2 hours or so for those in Cleveland, Akron, Erie, Columbus, Mansfield, Sandusky, Monroe, back into Dayton. That'll be for a couple tornadoes being possible, scattered damaging wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour, and then also isolated half-inch sized hail. Once we have that mesoscale discussion, we'll show you. I'm pretty sure that meso discussion here is going to be for Ohio and Pennsylvania. Shout out to Margie with the $50 super chat. Been a huge fan ever since my neighborhood in Brownsburg, Indiana took a hit from an EF2 tornado in April 4th, 2025 outbreak. Your stream kept us safe. Now in 2026, my boy buys your merch for me. I watch your forecast every day. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you also, Allison, for becoming a member, and Deb for the super chat. You don't have to explain yourself for going live. I really shouldn't have to. I'm shocked that I even have to. Like, it's not one person. I've seen multiple people say it. Like, why are you live? Maybe because we have 3 tornado warnings, and they're also all in a high populated area. We have a new mesoscale discussion, basically across our severe thunderstorm watch, where an isolated damaging wind threat may persist. We got not a whole lot of confidence that we're going to see a whole lot of severe weather here. Tornado threat at this exact moment is fairly low. Granted, we have, again, very weak areas of convergence coming together south of Cleveland. And again, if something happens, we'll let you know. We'll be here just in case. But mostly looking at gusty winds right now. Low end threat currently of a tornado, but definitely not zero. If you're over in Cleveland, this is our first round of thunderstorms. We have another one coming from the west. That is what produced a couple of tornadoes over near Detroit within the last hour. So that could end up producing something down the line. Not saying it's definitely going to, but definitely wouldn't rule out something. Got a couple areas of really weak rotation west of Springfield, Ohio currently. Got a live camera over here at Clark State where it's already really windy. This is ahead of our line of thunderstorms. That could maybe produce a brief tornado threat. Hey, Kevin, to the super chat. Thank you for being live. I knew it could count on this channel when the tornado warning came through Michigan. I was kind of hoping to be live, honestly, a few minutes before hand, but we had to set up our live stream. Good shout out to Douglas with the super chat. I appreciate that. Thank you also, Don, for becoming a member. Shout out to AG with the $50 super chat. Comments like that must assume everyone knows what's going on. They don't. You provide the answers for a lot of people. People in Michigan were confused by the sirens because they are usually tested the first Saturday of every month. It's a good point. This is live over here, right along the Kentucky and Tennessee border. They just issued a new severe thunderstorm warning, bottom right of your screen, for Russell Springs, Jamestown, for 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds. Pretty low-end threat of a tornado here. It's a pretty elevated line of thunderstorms. Got a shelf cloud rolling in right now. Large rain shaft. Plenty of heavy rain here temporarily moving through. They also sham for the super chat. What about Alabama? Mostly looking at strong storms later tonight. That'll be the main concern. Thank you, Nigel, for becoming a member. Blazing with the super chat says, are you a Bucks fan? Been watching Bay, North Carolina since 2023. I'm actually not. I just have this t-shirt. I honestly didn't even mean to wear this shirt for today's live stream. I usually would wear something professional, at least more professional than a Buccaneers t-shirt. I didn't think we were going live today, so I wasn't really ready for that either. Shout out to Cody for the Venmo donation from St. Clair Shores, Michigan. Appreciate you tuning in. tornado in East Texas earlier. There was a tornado in East Texas earlier. Yeah, there was one over, I think it was Lindale. If anybody has a video of that, feel free to send it in to us at reports.maxvelocitywx.com. Got a couple more photos that have been sent in by you guys. This was in Whiteford Township in Michigan, where we believe there was a tornado earlier. This is a video from Toledo, Ohio, around 3 o'clock. Heavy rain coming down, low visibility. Hopefully nobody was parked under that overpass right there. This is a photo here from Matt over in Elba Township, Michigan. In Davidson, Michigan, about 15 minutes east of Flint, with the rain finally calming down. Got a lot of flooding once again over here in Michigan. If you guys do have any photos or videos of this flooding, feel free to send that in to us too. Definitely curious to see. I mean, we have a lot of different areas that are seeing some street flooding here. That one's over in Davidson. And another large tree or tree branch that fell down. It looks like a tree that fell down on a neighbor's shed in Strongsville, Ohio. Pretty strong thunderstorms today, it looks like, over in the Defiance area and also now in Strongsville. If you guys have any photos or videos, QR code's on your screen. It's also reports.maxvelocitywx.com. If you guys go over to our website too, you can get your own local forecast on the Your Weather tab. Instead of using your weather app, we have a website with accurate weather forecasts on it. Definitely check it out. It's completely free to use. It's not cost you a dime. It's still pretty windy out here in Salina, Tennessee. Currently in a special weather statement, but we got a pretty large shelf cloud rolling in right now. See that pretty clearly from this camera. So let me put Allen's Tower in slot 2. And then put Fire Tower in Pickett County in slot 3. Got a new severe thunderstorm warning for Licking County, Ohio. That'll be for 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds. So if you guys live east of Columbus right now near Newark, you live over just to the west of New Moscow or Moscow, definitely stay away from windows. A little bit of a stronger thunderstorm developing right now. A little surge of wind. It's over Granville right now, and it's going to be approaching Newark and Highway 13 here in just a moment. Thank you, AK, for the $50 super chat. I live in Alaska, but I have family in Oklahoma and Texas, and I appreciate your work in helping keep my family safe. I'm glad I can help. Really appreciate the super chat. Middle Tennessee, if you live like near Nashville, we're basically done. But we are keeping an eye right now on mainly Ohio, Pennsylvania, I'd say kind of central eastern Kentucky, and kind of eastern central Tennessee and Kentucky here for at least a severe weather threat over the next few hours. There's a risk of severe weather down here too, across Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Louisiana. But the risk of tornadoes and really anything else, it's pretty low to zero. I mean, there's really not much of a tornado threat down here. Isolated damaging wind gusts, but a lot of thunderstorms are going to be the big concern here. Not seeing any rotation on really anything down here right now, just a lot of strong thunderstorms. Ooh, watch out near Houston, guys. Look at this. It's on the southeast side of Houston. We got a little hook echo developing over in Texas. It's just southeast of the University of Houston. It's developed over the last few minutes. It's really not even with it pulling in warm and moist air and also humid air, I should say, into the inflow. It's not really rotating a whole lot, but there's actually a little hook developing on this kind of out of nowhere near South Houston. I don't think it's enough for a tornado warning by any means, but it is trying. So we'll see if it can get any healthier right now near Pasadena. But if you guys live down here in Texas, we're not done quite yet. It's live over in Rickman, Tennessee. Of the line of thunderstorms rolling in right now. It's a lot weaker down here. Not really looking at a whole lot of rain coming down out of this thing, but we got an outflow boundary, so you can kind of still see a little shelf cloud. Max Alert is so worth the small amount of money. It really is. Now, Max Alert, I think it's coming handy. For sure. We have a lot of people that have signed up for Max Alert. A lot of you guys did receive weather alerts here today from the Michigan stuff. Shout out to Stephanie with a $50 super chat. Please stop apologizing for being live for this. Those of us that are in warm areas are so appreciative. Never stop caring. It's what makes you and your team unique in a world of pseudo weather people. I'm not apologizing for being live, and I will not be apologizing for being live. I think it's absolutely ridiculous that people think that I should not be live when we had 3 tornado warnings near Detroit. Like, I don't know how in the world that is not appropriate at all. They Murder for the sewer chat. Thanks for being live last night. My family in Oklahoma was watching you, and you kept them safe from getting slabbed by the Shawnee anchor bolt rusting. Dead man dusting Omega cone last night. That is a very descriptive tornado. We did have a tornado in Shawnee last night. I'm pretty sure it was confirmed as an EF1 tornado. Can somebody send me the confirmed tornado list? I know we had one in Shawnee. We had a tornado this morning at about 10:15 in Lindale, Texas. I know that. Hasn't been, I don't think, rated yet, but we did have a tornado reported there. There was video of it. Thank you, Mel, for becoming a member. Also, shout out to Leola for the super chat. Your streams are a staple in our household. Much love from Wisconsin. Appreciate you tuning in. They just issued a special weather statement for this storm here that has a little hook on it. Again, I think the tornado threat is very, very, very low right now near Houston. But if any storm were to try to produce something, it would be this. A quick hitting, brief, weak tornado might not be out of the playing cards right now. Honestly, like, it's not enough for a tornado warning still, but it is looking a bit more organized. We have cameras down here, so we're going to keep an eye on them near League City. Got a little hook, little inflow going in this thing near Pasadena. It's going directly southeast right now. Somebody sent me a list of the tornadoes confirmed. I don't know where it went. Hot Dog says, "Hey Max, thanks for the warning in Wayne County, Michigan. We heard the sirens, but our phones didn't tell us about the warning." Well, I appreciate the super chat. We have a EFU, which is an unknown intensity tornado that happened in Hopedale, Illinois last night. It was in a farm. That was the tornado that we're covering last night. Man with the super chat says, "Ohio loves you. Could we see cold air funnels?" You could on that line of thunderstorms. I'd say it's not very high, but you could. New severe thunderstorm warning southwest of Cleveland. This will be west of Millersburg for 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds. It's going right into Danville right now, and this will be going in the direction of Worcester, Orville, New Franklin, and Canton and Akron. There's a very broad area of rotation on this. I'm going to put a little path on this so you know where it's going. But it's moving northeast right now at about 55 miles per hour, so it's a fairly fast-moving thunderstorm. So it's kind of the general path of where this thing's heading. You live in that pink area, definitely got to stay alert right now. So Akron, we're only about, I would say probably within the next half hour, we're going to see some sort of thunderstorm. Hey, Allison for the $10 super chat. I appreciate that. Thank you also, Jessica, for the super chat. Thanks for tuning in, Jessica and Eli from Lansing, Michigan. Max Alert is good. How do you guys have it? Lots of damage in Birmingham, Michigan. If you have any photos or videos, feel free to send it in to us. Reports.maxvelocitywx.com. QR code's also on your screen here. We'll have some more photos and videos from you guys in a second. Just got to approve them. Yeah, I wouldn't rely like maybe a little fog cloud back out here near Sandusky. One of those little cells. Landspout tag on that special weather statement near Houston. Does it actually have a landspout tag? Yeah, it does. All right, guys, if you're southeast of Houston, we have a landspout potential over Hobby Airport right now. So we got a landspout near Hobby Airport potentially developing. It's a weaker version, basically, of a tornado. I don't really see landspouts very often at all around or especially south of Houston. So if you're near the Houston airport or south of it in this special weather statement, you might want to stay away from windows. My basement is flooding in southeast Michigan. I've had a lot of people saying that their basement's flooding. I had a couple people saying that over in Wisconsin last night, too. Thank you, Neil, for the super chat. Appreciate that. Thank you also, Amanda, for the super chat. It's a myth, Amanda. Just coincidental. I wouldn't say there's a whole lot of rotation in Kentucky right now, but we got a very small area of convergence trying to develop north of Burkesville. And I don't think there's much of a tornado risk right now with this. But this would be the one area in this line that has at least a low and brief, quick-hitting tornado potential. It's going to be approaching Russell Springs in about 5 to 10 minutes. And then it'll be going towards Somerset, which obviously Somerset is notoriously known right now for that significant tornado that we had last year. Got a couple more photos and videos that were sent in by you guys. We got a few. This is a new video from Medina County in Ohio. Heavy rain and high winds at 7:03 tonight. You can see the winds gusting there along the grass. Some gusty winds. Nothing severe here. Shout out to Margie with a $20 super chat. Donating again, just a PSA, there's no such thing as unnecessary streams and forecasts. Any tornado warning could change someone's life forever. In a stream of 20,000 people, having helped even one person is a victory. Grow up. Appreciate the super chat. That's a video there from Medina County, Ohio. We got a photo here from Danville, Kentucky. Large shelf cloud there. The sky's over Hardsburg, Kentucky. Am I saying the name right? Scary looking storm there. It's over in Lansing, Michigan. Sent in by K Neighbor. Got more flooding. Had several photos of street flooding here in Michigan. So if you are traveling across Michigan anytime in the next 2 hours and you're driving near a low-lying area, definitely be cautious. And if you see flooded roadways and you can't see the water below on the road, you should turn around. Don't drown. You don't want to get your car stranded. We've had several reports of vehicles stranded over the last few days from all the flooding rainfall. If you guys have any photos or videos, again, QR code's on your screen. It's also on reports.maxvelocitywx.com. Shout out to Rachel for the super chat. Appreciate you tuning in from Medina, Ohio. Not seeing really much rotation again right now near Cleveland, mostly looking at gusty winds. Got a little gusty wind area too near Euclid. That's going right up Lake Erie right now near Painesville. So gusty winds possible heading up towards Madison and Geneva. In Cleveland, we're looking at just rain, a couple strong thunderstorms nearby with some gusty winds. There really is not a whole lot of lightning with these storms. So if you see lightning, kind of consider yourself probably lucky, I would say. Or I don't know. I don't know if that's really lucky or not, but you're going to be one of the lucky ones, I guess, to see lightning. It's not something that's very common with today's quote-unquote storms because of the fact these storms are very low to the ground and they're not obviously very tall. They are relatively small thunderstorms. If you look at the echo tops, which is the cloud height that they're towering up to, even the strong thunderstorm near Euclid is only 26,000 feet tall. It is very, very tiny. And this one down here near Millersburg is about 30,000 feet. The one near Newark is about 32,000 feet. That one is producing a little bit of lightning, but not much. Got some pretty strong wind gusts now north of Newark, Ohio, going in the direction of Newcomerstown. And we're still watching some gusty winds, maybe some damaging winds near Loudonville going towards Worcester. Low tornado threat right now. Mostly looking at gusty winds near Springfield, Ohio. Not seeing anything damaging currently. So a live shot back over in Springfield, Ohio at Clark State. See the ominous skies and the leading edge of that little line of showers right along our cold frontal boundary. Got a report in the chat that Euclid is windy. Appreciate the report. Shout out to Jody with the Venmo donation saying, tuning in from Michigan. Love your channel. Thanks for everything you do and your team to keep us safe. Appreciate you tuning in. Actually pretty windy out here in Clark State. It's a chance of getting a twister in Cleveland. Very, very, very low. Not zero, but it's very low. Got a little increasing risk of some wind heading towards Richmond, Kentucky right now. Low end threat of gusty winds too, heading towards US Highway 127 near Liberty, Kentucky. Got a strong thunderstorm over in eastern Kentucky near West Liberty. That's producing some gusty winds heading up towards Sandy Hook right now. And back over in Tennessee, we got strong thunderstorms moving towards Livingston and Beardstown. These are no longer, though, producing any sort of risk of severe weather as they continue to move into a less favorable environment for severe storms. A lot less instability there. Got a lot of thunderstorms across Mississippi right now. Not seeing much rotation, mostly looking at gusty winds. Lots of lightning down here in comparison to what we're looking at over in Ohio and Michigan, where those storms are barely producing any lightning. Actually got a little area of rotation that's tried to develop over here in Louisiana. almost had maybe a brief tornado there. That's south of Louisiana 28, just east of Alexandria. It's gonna be heading towards Monterey here pretty soon. Back over in Houston, we were watching an area of rotation. Still got an area of rotation right now on the south side of Houston. They do have a special weather statement with a landspout possible tag on it. There's really not much wind shear here, which is the reason why this thing's not producing a tornado, but we do have an inflow and a little hook echo on this thing. Last scan just kind of removed that hook echo. It's been there for several scans, though. Kind of looks impressive, but very little rotation on this thing. Thank you all for the 14-month membership. Appreciate you tuning in from Clarksville. What is a landspout? Basically a weaker version of a tornado. That's what we're seeing here. It's right over the Houston airport right now. If we had one. So a lot of the time it is mistaken for an actual tornado, but it is more of a landspout threat currently. We got a lot of lightning down here near Houston. Definitely seeing a full-blown lightning storm there. Also, if you're over in Pennsylvania, we do have one active severe thunderstorm warning right now. Quarter-sized hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds are moving towards LaPorte. I know it doesn't say quarter-sized hail. Probably got a few quarters falling in there near Muncie Valley. Maybe nickel-sized hail. Definitely on the stronger side of things. No storms near Pittsburgh right now. Risk of thunderstorms will increase a little bit around about 9, 10 o'clock. But severe weather is pretty unlikely. But yeah, we'll stay live again for a little bit here through Ohio in case something happens, or elsewhere. Obviously, there are a lot of thunderstorms out there, so you can always see a spin-up tornado somewhere. But we'll stay live here for a little bit, see what happens. Got all sorts of cameras on the bottom of your screen looking at all the different thunderstorms right now. You get to Michigan East, and why were the sirens going off? There were tornado warnings there in eastern Michigan earlier. We were live when they were first getting issued. That'd be why. If they're still going off, though, I have no clue. Can somebody approve the photos and videos? Thank you, Jane, for the super chat. In the Midwest, Medina is pronounced with a hard I. Medina, Ohio. Is that correct? Is West Virginia safe tonight? Looking at isolated risk of damaging winds. Tornado risk is basically 0. Medina. All right. I'm going to try to remember that one. Medina, Ohio. So over in Lake Erie, the cold front and the winds are starting to push through right now. You can see the waves are starting to get a little bit larger with the windy increasing near Catawba Island. I think that's how you pronounce it. Catawba? Boston Harbor. Gosh, sounds like that for some reason. I'm trying to make it with like a Boston accent right now. And Max, do you ever get sleep? Somehow I do. Lots of requests for Ohio. We're looking at Ohio right now. And we're keeping you posted. I know we got a lot of people that watch from Ohio. You guys have friends or family that live in Ohio, feel free to share the stream in our channel. I mean, again, we're pretty popular in Ohio, apparently. It's one of the top 3 states that watches this channel. If you want your state to be the #1 state, you got to share our channel with that state. Whether it's Ohio or another place. But Ohio's in the top 3 now. I don't know. I don't think it was last year. It is this year, though. It's grown immensely. I'll give you guys the top 5 states here. All right, you ready for this? This is for this year, just this year. Texas is currently #1. Ohio is actually #2 right now. Illinois is #3, Tennessee is #4, and North Carolina, believe it or not, is #5. That's for 2026. For last year, Texas was #1, Illinois was #2, Ohio was #3, Tennessee was 4, and then Florida was 5, Georgia was 6. And Missouri comes in at 7th there from last year. So Ohio's got some work to do if you want to be the #1 state. Got some work to do. Hey, Liz for the sewer chat. Did he get engaged? I'm not engaged. Hey, also, Dope for the sewer chat. Been around 250,000. Been here since around 250,000 subscribers. Anywhere for us to find your color tables for radar. It is in our Discord server, I believe. You can join that with there's a link down in the description for that. They got a quick little look there at Louisiana, looking at mostly strong storms. There was a little rotation there earlier. Over in Jamestown in Kentucky, we're mainly looking at 60-mile-per-hour winds heading towards Somerset and Mount Vernon. Not seeing much of a tornado threat there right now at all. Should be predominantly wind. Let's put this camera bottom left. Got 2 cameras there in Ohio right now. I'm not seeing really much rotation right now, but we're still keeping an eye on it. Mostly damaging winds right now south of Cleveland. Low tornado potential still. Will we start going live on Facebook or no? What do you guys think? Should we start doing live streams to both YouTube and Facebook simultaneously? Like, it'd be the same stream, like we would still be live on YouTube, but should we do it on both platforms? What do you guys think? Thinking about it. Most people just said no. For the record, the YouTube streams don't go anywhere. It would just be, we'd be streaming to both YouTube and Facebook, not just YouTube at the same time. Got a new tornado that was just confirmed from yesterday over near Davenport, or sorry, not Davenport, Downey, Iowa, of a EF0 tornado. That was actually from the April 2nd event on Thursday. So we have another tornado that was confirmed there. God, everybody hates Facebook here. My goodness. Jeez. Hey, Roy, for the super chat. Top states should be a percentage of state population, in my opinion. It could be. True. Thank you, Debt, for becoming a member. For the record, the top states are based off of the total amount of views from each state. So Texas, again, is #1 right now. So by percentage, it's the highest. It is fascinating, though. Like on a day like Thursday, most people that watched our channel were from Illinois. Most people. Ohio was another one, Texas too, but a lot of people from Illinois. It's very fascinating to look at these statistics. I never look at them, but what is an EF0? It's a tornado rating. Why are you live? We were live for the tornado warnings in Michigan. We're still live for at least a little bit longer in case something happens, but I'm not sure if much else is going to happen. I think that might have been the window. I don't know if anything's going to happen in Ohio tornado-wise. I mean, right now, again, we have 2 severe thunderstorm warnings. Not seeing really any rotation in anything. It looks like mostly 60-mile-per-hour winds. If there were to be a storm to try to become tornadic, it could be this here near Millersburg, but it does not look very good. Not look at all like it could try to actually do something. Got a few more photos and videos that were sent in from you guys. This one is sent in from Carroll County, Ohio. Drink in hand, waiting for some storms. Gotta love Ohio. Somebody's drinking a beer out on the porch. Thank you, Ann, for the super chat. Just found out my niece saw the tornado go by from her home that hit while you were showing one on camera in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. There were tornadoes in Oklahoma last night. There's at least like 4 or 5 confirmed. Got a photo here from Alexandria, Indiana. A lot of field flooding here. Pretty low-lying area too. This is over in Natrona County, Wyoming. Wait, what? Guys, what are we doing with these locations? Somebody put their location as Wyoming. This is not Wyoming. Please make sure when you submit a photo or video, you click the right location and don't just send it in from a random state. Because I see down here, it says Salina, Ohio, but the actual location on here says Wyoming. This is definitely not Wyoming. I had to do a double check on that one. Pretty cool looking shelf cloud though. It's from London, Ontario. Got a couple people tuning in from Canada right now. Over in Ontario, that's really just cloud base. There's nothing crazy here. Unless that's maybe that's a little shear funnel. I can't really tell. This is over in Raymond, Ohio, sent in by Scott. Got some scud, a little scary looking. If you guys have any photos or videos, QR code's on your screen. You can also go to reports.maxvelocitywx.com. Why are you live right now? We had tornado warnings in Michigan. If you went back to the beginning of our stream, you'd see it. We're still live just in case something happens over the next probably 25, 30 minutes. If nothing happens, we'll wind down. But we're live at least for now, in case something happens. I don't think there's really a whole lot left, as I've kind of mentioned. But you never know. Maybe something happens. I don't know. I mean, obviously, we have 4 severe thunderstorm warnings. Mainly looking at 60-mile-per-hour winds, if that. Not a super favorable day for severe weather today, but we did have a little surprise tornado threat there in Michigan. When do you sleep? I've had so many people asking, when do I sleep, or how do I sleep, or what happens? Guys, I sleep. All right? It happens. Trust me. I know my schedule is really wacky. I upload videos at like 6 in the morning. We were live until 2:30 last night, but it happens. Trust me. You have a girlfriend. Maybe. Backup QB for the Bucks? I have no clue. I'm not a Buccaneers fan, guys. I just have the shirt on. I was not prepared to go live today, so I just wore the shirt today because I didn't really think we were going live. According to our live stream probabilities, which this is a new thing that you guys will see on the website here very soon, we have this thing coming out here. There'll be live stream probabilities. We actually technically had a 50% chance of going live today. Technically. There's a 15% chance tomorrow, which is honestly too high. There's no chance. All right, I don't know why it's 15%. Then we have 0% chance after that for a bit. They surrender for for the super chat. Where in Michigan, near Detroit. How do I send a picture? Go to reports.maxvelocitywx.com. Here are all the reports that we've had over the last 24 hours. We've had 2 tornado reports, 20 hail reports, and 47 wind reports. You can see all this over on our website. Reports are on maxvelocitywx.com. This is once again the risk of severe weather for today. Got a slight risk over here in the Ohio Valley. Marginal threat back down into the southern plains. Here's a little better up close view of everything. So slight risk does include Cleveland, Detroit, and Buffalo. Marginal threat into Texas. And then this is your tornado threat for today. Pretty low tornado threat. Is there a tornado coming to Michigan? No. Michigan's done. Michigan is chilling. Got a few more photos and videos that you guys have sent in. This is another photo from Wood County, Ohio, of a shelf cloud rolling in. Did I miss the gritty? We haven't done a gritty today. If we get 60 members on today's stream, I'll do a gritty. We got probably 22 minutes for that, though. This is from Strongsville, Ohio. Spooky clouds in Middleburg Heights, Ohio. Those are spooky. They're sus clouds. Little Among Us sus out here. Thank you, James, to the super chat saying hi, Max. Hi. How's it going? Thank you, Jensen, for becoming a 1-month member. Any storms coming to New York City tomorrow? Probably not. Be a pretty low risk. If you guys have photos or videos, QR code is on your screen. It's also reports.maxvelocitywx.com. Got a new severe thunderstorm warning in Ohio. This one's going to be back down to the west of New Philadelphia, far to the south of Cleveland for 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds. It's not too often that you see a hail risk with 0.00 inches of hail falling. So there's really no hail risk over here near Newcastle, just south of Clark. But some 60-mile-per-hour damaging wind gusts will be a possibility. AJ for becoming a maximum velocity member, and Al for becoming a member too. Got a little bit of gust. Oh, we got a tornado. Whoa, guys, we got a tornado possible severe warning. This is all right. Well, we haven't had anything like this yet. All right, this is. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't really expect anything like this to actually get a tornado possible severe warning, but we do have one now. So that's gonna be for Worcester and Orville. So if you guys live in Worcester and Orville, stay alert. All right. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I did not really think we're gonna see anything like this after the tornado warnings in Michigan, but we do have something. The weather is actually happening now. There is weather. Trust me. So if you guys live in Worcester and Orville, definitely stay alert. I don't know why they're putting this out, to be honest, because I don't really see a whole lot of rotation. Maybe that little thing near the southwest side of Worcester. Let me see if we have anything from the terminal radar site. Honestly, that looks like a yeah, that's an anti-cyclonic area of rotation that they're putting a tornado possible tag on. So this would be rotation that's clockwise, which only happens with about 2% of tornadoes. So if we were to see a tornado, it'd be the opposite direction. Typically, they're a lot weaker, but a theme for the one gifted membership. It's all AI, bro. What? All the weather's AI now. Everything's AI now. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be one of these cameras. It could be me, the stream, the storms here. It could literally be anything. Down the line, this storm in this area of rotation is heading towards Akron, Kent, and New Franklin. I'm going to put a little time guide on here for you guys. Yeah, I'm not very confident this is going to produce anything off the record, but I'm just putting it out there just in case we get something. All right, so Worcester is going to be about 5 minutes from now. Got Orville at about 7:45. Got New Franklin at about 8 o'clock. About 8:10 in Akron. Cahoga Falls at about 8:12. Kent and Ravenna around 8:20. Thank you, Zoe, for the super chat. Tornado risk across the board is like very, very low. Doesn't matter where you are. Same thing for Blanchester. Max, did you do anything with your 29 shares? I haven't. Tornadoes are fake? Yeah, every tornado that we've seen is fake this year. None of them are real. Apparently. What's your opinion on AI? Any plans of the broadcast? I mean, we don't have any like plans to implement AI in major ways on our stream, and like there's really not. I mean, there's benefit to some stuff with AI, but a lot of the stuff would just, in my opinion, kind of take away from things that like we're already doing. Like I'd rather have humans and stuff on our stream. I want to have more of that this year. We're gonna have more people too that are coming in. Like obviously we've had Riley for a while. We're gonna have more people kind of on the back end doing some stuff here over the next few months. So we'll be expanding our team out. So when it comes to AI on that regard, like I don't think so. But when it comes to like certain things, it can help. It's not, again, something that we're really implementing that much. And at least like the live stream right now, what you're looking at on screen, none of this is AI. But certain things we might implement it into. But it's not going to be anything that you would even notice anyway. It's just back end stuff. It does make certain tasks easier, like for back end things, but you, again, would not see that type of stuff. So that'd be more for like workplace stuff and whatnot. So we have a new tornado possible upgrade apparently over in Pennsylvania now. So if you guys live over here near LaPorte, actually a broad area of rotation developing right now heading towards 487. Hey, Defiance for the super chat. Looking at maybe an isolated damaging windstorm there. For the record, though, like I know a lot of you guys hate AI, and I mean I do too. Like I think there's a lot of things that I do hate about it. There's certain things that I think are okay, but there's a lot of things that I hate about it, like all the AI slop that you see on social media and stuff. But at the end of the day, there are certain things that it does help with. Granted, it's not very eco-friendly, and it does cost a lot to run these AI things, but there are things it definitely helps with. Now, granted, we'll see if they actually continue for years to come, or if it just kind of goes away. But who knows? Hey, David, for becoming a member. It's not really a debate I'm going to have, though, because I know everybody has a different opinion on it. I'm not trying to, like, please one person or another. I mean, I'm just kind of, I don't really have a big opinion on it. I don't like it very much, but there are certain things, again, that would help. But as long as, like, I mean, the only way I see AI really working for the weather space is if it actually helps to help warn more people and keeps people more weather aware, if there's certain things that can be integrated there. But I don't really know what that is. AI is so artificial. That's in the name. Hey, David, for becoming a member. I'm not making a bot. I know we made an April Fool's joke about making a bot on this channel. We're not putting a bot. We're not making a bot. We're not making the Velociraptor bot or whatever we called it. Rotation on the storm near Worcester, Ohio has gotten broader over the last few minutes. Still monitoring a very low chance of a spin-up tornado. Got some storms right now moving towards Cleveland out of the west with a non-zero tornado threat. We'll be keeping an eye on those two. Hey, Derek, for the super chat. Velociraptor butt sounds tough. Kind of does. It's pronounced Worcester or Worcester. Is it Worcester, Ohio, or Worcester? Might as well start trying to figure out pronunciation names here in Ohio while we're here. Hey, Tyler, for the super chat. Everybody asks how the weather is, but not how is Max. I'm doing fine. I'm hungry. Hey, Anna, for becoming a member. Worcester. Worcester. We're gonna say Worcester every time we go to it. Worcester. Make it a long O. A little cyclonic area of rotation on the south side of Worcester. Can I sleep in Central Florida? No way, we're going live at 7:37. Or going to bed, I mean, at 7:37. Hey, Bethy for the super chat. Was watching your stream while buying my wedding dress and got my 78-year-old father hooked on weather. You watched your stream yesterday. W. Appreciate you tuning in. Also, your father, too. Thank you, Brad, for the super chat. How about Canton? I'm scared. I'll be honest, guys, there is no reason to be scared. I mean, I know we have severe weather, but I think what we had in Michigan was really about it. I know we have 2 tornado possible severe warnings, but I am not very confident either of them are going to actually produce anything. Granted, there's damaging wind potential, maybe some large hail. I would say out of any storm right now, the one near the port does look the most interesting. I mean, there's quite a bit of an inflow going to the storm right now, so this thing could do something as it heads up towards Cassenbrook, Forkston, and Tunhannock, west of Scranton. But again, we went live for the stuff in Michigan. Obviously, we have stuff going on elsewhere too, and we're live for it. But the Michigan stuff was the reason why we went live. You don't want to fall behind Ryan, who has a bot, so you should make a velocity bot. Just saying. I don't care. I don't think a bot is going to be the make or break between some weather coverage. I'm going to be honest. So close to 2 million subscribers. I know we're only about 200,000 away. It's actually quite a bit, but we are getting closer. Time is 1 hour off. No, it's not. We're in Eastern time zone right now. All the storms, for the most part, that are at least severe are in Eastern time zone. So that's why we're on Eastern time zone. Typically, though, we would be on Central time for most streams that we have. Is there max velocity after dark? There sometimes is. Max, is today a slight risk? It is. It's EDT, not EST. Oh, it says EST. That's interesting. Nice. Appreciate you pointing that out. We gotta fix that. I don't know how I didn't notice that until now. Hey, weathered for the $10 super chat. Ohio requests our rain for this week, or for this next week, to please go to Kansas. Thanks all the coverage. The drought is really bad across the United States right now. The drought is really bad across the country. Like, we need rain in Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Nebraska. We need it in Florida, Georgia. We need it everywhere. It's bad. This is one of the worst drought monitors I think I've ever seen, at least in the last 5 years. Like, I don't remember the last time we had this much of the country in a drought. It's pretty bad, though, right now. Hey, Matt, for the 13 months. We are going to miss you and your live streams over the next several days. The whole family's a huge fan and loves watching you. Keep up the great work. We'll still have videos, guys. If you're not already, make sure to subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon so you're notified with our latest videos. We'll have a video, I think, tomorrow. And then we'll probably take a break on Monday. But we do have more severe weather coming, I think, at the middle and end of next week. It does look like our weather pattern is going to get a little bit active. Just a little bit. I wouldn't say it's going to be wild, insane, or crazy, at least to start, but I think it'll progressively get more active. Yeah, maybe a little threat of severe weather on Wednesday or Thursday in the Midwest and Ohio Valley doesn't look overly concerning. Late Thursday, Friday, into Saturday, I think are going to be the next days to watch for. We should have a lot of trough injections over the Rockies, which should lead to a lot of severe weather potential in the middle of April. And then around April 21st, hopefully the weather's quiet, but I have been invited to the Top 100 YouTubers Summit. So I might not be here for a few days when that happens. As long as the weather's quiet, I'm going. Or at least mostly quiet. So that's a pretty big deal. Apparently I'm a Top 100 YouTuber. Or something. I don't know. I think that's what that means. Should win all the awards. I don't even know what it's about. I don't know if there are awards or anything, but it'll be pretty cool to go. This is why there's a big what? This is why there's an increase in Bigfoot sightings in Ohio. What are we talking about? That's so random. We have been on YouTube featured a few times, so I don't know what that really is, but we've been featured on like the YouTube front page a few times for our weather coverage. Where's the summit? It's in California. Pretty far away. That's the only problem. I mean, if it was like Florida, then I literally could just drive there, but it's not really a problem. Just has more to do if there's weather. Makes it a little bit harder. Hey, Rob, for the super chat. It's the same service. If you go to Tennessee, I will subscribe. Well, you're already subscribed to the channel, man. Chatting in the chat. I'm not seeing really any rotation right now south of Cleveland. A little surprised we have a tornado possible tag on that, to be honest. But looking elsewhere in Ohio, I'm not seeing really that much rotation. Tennessee and also Kentucky, mostly down to strong thunderstorms now, nothing really severe. Got a lot of thunderstorms all across Mississippi, Louisiana, producing some localized flooding potentially over the next few hours, and maybe some strong wind gusts. Maybe a funnel cloud at some point could be possible out of one of these storms. Tornado risk, again, across the board, fairly low down here in the deep south this evening. The low pressure system is just so far to the north and east. We have like no localized areas of really wind shear. Strong thunderstorms making their way through Houston currently. And then back over in Ohio. Again, strong thunderstorms. Really, the only storm that has looked concerning is this one off to the west of Wilkes-Barre, west of Scranton, which does have some rotation, but it looks like they actually just canceled, I think, that severe warning. So, or it's going to be allowed to expire. We'll see if we get a new one here in a second. Who sponsored today's stream? Myself. I'm sponsoring our stream today. This stream is brought to you by Max Velocity. Actually, today's stream is technically, I wouldn't say really sponsored by, but it is presented by Max Alert. You want to sign up for Max Alert and get another way to receive alerts and get a phone call from me every time you're under a warning, you can go to maxalert.net. There you go. That's the promotion for today. Where do we submit pictures? Reports.maxvelocitywx.com. There's also a link near the top of the description for that. Got a couple more photos and videos that you guys have sent in. This is from Strongsville, Ohio, of some sus clouds. This is also a photo from Richmond, Michigan. Some big time flooding. My goodness. What a crazy amount of flooding here in Michigan today. And this is a photo from Holly over in Garrard County, Kentucky. About 7:30 tonight. And then this is a photo from, or video from League City, Texas. We have a little area of rotation off to your north. Beautiful video here, right over the lake. This is a beautiful view. Hey, Russian for the super chat. I appreciate you tuning in from Russia. Another photo here from Columbus, Ohio. Little shelf cloud. Again, this is your QR code or the link to send in photos and videos. You can also just go to our website. It's the submit a report button. Or it's maxvelocitywx.com. There's also a link at the top of the description. Hey, Michael for the super chat. Just got Max Alert. Easy to set up. There you go. Now, if you guys don't have Max Alert, definitely recommend you get it. It's maxalert.net. A lot of you guys have signed up for it over the last couple days. Granted, we've had a lot of nocturnal severe weather. So we're down to one severe warning. And that's the one here near Orville. That's it. The one over in Pennsylvania, they're not even going to continue a warning for that one. We do have some storms coming towards Cleveland right now. The tornado threat for Cleveland is very low. We'll be live here, I think, for another 5 minutes, and then we'll wrap it up so I can go get food. I don't think there's a whole lot left tonight. Obviously, the severe thunderstorm watch here does continue for another hour, but for the most part, things are looking pretty tame. Are you single? My niece thinks you're cute? No. I am not. This is your only non-Nike t-shirt? Guys, I did not mean to wear this shirt today. I have a lot of other shirts, but I just never wear them. Because, like, the Nike one's plain. It's easy to use on a stream or a video because, like, it just doesn't have anything on it. But I did not think we were going live today. So I put this thing on. So what about Culver's? I'm getting Outback Steakhouse. I'm getting a steak. Thank you, James, for the $50 super chat. It was in the chat there for James. Really appreciate that. Also, Jasper for the $10 super chat. Max should sell tie-dye super sell shirts. We could. If we send you a shirt, would you wear it? Depends. Maybe. You can always fan mail me stuff, though, if you want. There's a fan mail link in the description. Outback's about to hit. It is. I'm really hungry. You have canes down there? We do have canes. What's the chances that Chattanooga gets some weather? There'll be weather. I don't think there'll be anything severe, though, tonight. Thank you, Rob, for the super chat. Really appreciate that. Wear a Ravens shirt next time. I'm a Patriots fan. I literally just have this. My mom got this for me at a Costco like years ago. I just have it. It was a nice, cheap shirt. And it's comfortable. Thank you, John, for the super chat. Winchester, Kentucky. Very low, again, wind threat. Outside of that, really not looking at much. We also, Lord for the super chat. Live in Oklahoma City. Thank you for saving lives. Appreciate you tuning in. Thank you, Patrick, for the super chat. I'm in Bellevue, Ohio. Am I clear to play Call of Duty? Look where Bellevue, Ohio is. Yes, you are clear to play Call of Duty. Congratulations. Go over to the green screen. I want to see it in use. I used it earlier. Where's Cheese Curd? Sleeping. Hey, Alien for the super chat. Thanks, John. Who's John? Does Blood think my name is John? Hey, Lil for the super chat from the United Kingdom, but I never miss a live stream. W. Nothing going on in Clarksville tonight? Nope. Storms have already moved through your area. You think anything will happen in Erie, Pennsylvania? Some gusty winds? I don't think there's much of a risk of severe weather. I mean, I'm really surprised we even had a tornado threat today, to be honest, here in the Ohio Valley. It did not look very good last night or even this morning. I'm shocked that we had 3 tornado warnings in Michigan, but there was rotation. Every warning was very, very, like, it was definitely accurate. Like, there should have been warnings to that rotation, but I'm surprised we even had a risk today at all. Today's threat did not look that impressive to me. That's why I said I didn't think I was going live. I thought I had the shirt on for a reason. Wasn't really much of a reason to go live. your go-to at Culver's? I usually get the tenders or a butter burger. How many new members did you get today? We got 45 new members. And if you guys do want to support our channel above and beyond, and you want to support, having our Chase team continuing to expand, and also expanding our team behind the scenes, becoming a member of the channel is literally the best way, right? If you want to become a member, you can click the join button down below. It starts from $2.99. There's like 4 different tiers, so whatever you can contribute really helps out us a lot. Like it really does. So I really do appreciate all the members on this channel. We have a lot now. They also Brighton for the $20 super chat. When are you going to give us a tour of your studio? I don't know. At some point. Tony for the super chat says, who got the best fries in your opinion? I have no clue. That's actually a tough one. I don't know who has the best fries. Probably Five Guys has the best fries. Probably Five Guys. All right. Well, we only have one severe warning. Thank you, SB, for becoming a member. We only have one severe warning. Things are kind of, again, pretty tame. Obviously, have ways to receive alerts. If you want an extra way to receive alerts, check out Max Alert. It's maxalert.net. There is the top link in the description below. We will still have our 24/7 live weather stream going, so just stay on the stream. You'll be redirected automatically to our 24/7 stream. We have live radar. We have music on the stream. It's kind of chill. We have active weather alerts that come in, live radar, all that good stuff. So stay on the stream. You'll be redirected to our 24/7 live weather stream. Subscribe to that channel also while you're over there. Thank you to anybody that's becoming a member of this channel as well. Really appreciate all of your support. Thank you, John, for becoming a member too. Thank you so much. But if you want to check out Max Alert, it's maxalert.net. It's an easy way to get weather alerts. It costs literally $14.95 a year. It's really cheap. It's the cheapest we can make this thing. It's basically $1 a month. It can be the difference between you getting the alert for a tornado warning and not, especially when you're sleeping. You get a call from me if you're under one of those warnings, all right? So check that out, maxalert.net. Thank you guys all again so much for watching. Have a great rest of your night. Thank you for tuning into this kind of surprise live stream. And we will see you in the next video, which should be tomorrow morning. All right, have a good night, and we'll see you guys later. Good night.